Channel.
You are listening to Sustainable Success with Chris Salem. Call into our program today, 1-866-472-5795. Again, that's 1-866-472-5795, or send an email to Chris at christophersalem.com. Now, back to Sustainable Success.
Well, welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're here. We're talking about from 9 to 5, from thriving entrepreneur to best-selling author. We're here with Sabine Matheru. Our show is being brought to you today by Alumni Direct, a new social media community platform dedicated to bringing alumni together from all different generational types, an opportunity to rekindle old relationships and meet new people. Again, this is a membership program, takes all the noise out of social media, allowing you to come in on your time to generate genuine and authentic relationships with people that you haven't talked to in a long time and meeting new people for the first time. Check them out at alumnidirect.com. That's alumnidirect.com. So Sabine, you have just shared so much wisdom and insight, so many golden nuggets here on the show and helping, whether if you're still in corporate looking to transition into entrepreneurship, whether if you are looking to create more impact and authority, no matter if you're working in corporate or as an entrepreneurship. You talked about delivering a compelling offer, so many valuable insights that you shared today. I would love to, in this segment, that as people got to know you a little bit from your story when you started, what are some of the things that you're working on? I know you have. I know it's the 4th anniversary, I believe, of one of your books. You have a new book coming out. You've launched recently, not too long ago, the Empowerment Portal. Let's talk a little bit about that, because I'd love to, bring those to light to the listeners, that they get to know, you and all the things that you're working on, that perhaps that could help them as well.
Well, now listening to you, I'm thinking I got so much on my plate.
You got yes.
Yeah. Scary. Yeah, you're right. So we've obviously spoken about the entrepreneurship arm of mine, which is actually the Easy Client Attraction Method. And so I work with a partner on that. And then I have another partnership with another wonderful lady, which I know you had in a show a couple of weeks ago, which was talking about the Empowerment Portal. But it's actually interconnected. This is not separate. This has not come together as like coincidence, right? I started off obviously in entrepreneurship with my programs, and I had so many people around me that just were networking with me, and they were in connection with me, and I thought, you know what? Why don't we write a book together? That was the idea. And that was 4 years ago when we launched. And that book, by the way, came together in about 4 months. I mean, literally, talk of, I didn't know anything about how to publish or even write a book. If you notice, I'm not even a native English speaker. I'm from Austria originally. So my English would probably, me writing books is not my kind of forte. But I actually met the copywriter because I was also doing online networking events. That was way before COVID, right? We did online networking events and I ran those. So I actually met all these wonderful people. And as we came together, copywriter, publisher, they were all sort of helping me. And we created this team. Within 4 or 5 months, we launched this book. Then I got a call from some HR leaders and they said, hey, we've seen you've written this book. We've got International Women's Day coming up, which was in March 2019. Could you do a talk for us? Could you come and bring some books and do some book signing and just talk about women's empowerment in our organization? I said, yeah, I haven't thought about this, but that gave me some ideas. So I went to some really large organizations, well-known organizations, and I did some talks and sold the books and signed, and they really were amazed and inspired. And then there were some people coming up to me after those talks and said, hey, do you have any place where we can have more of these conversations, these empowerment type of conversations? Because the things that we learn about, is more like skills for our job and how we do this and how we do that. I know this has now changed as well through the pandemic, But back then, obviously, it was pretty much leadership and how to sell and how to do this, how to do that, and not really about sort of spirituality or, you know, the healing or you know, other things around those sort of what's sort of subconscious kind of stuff. And that's what the first book was about, because it's actually called Rise in Pursuit of Empowerment. And these are stories. And
Oh,
the second one was actually just released before the pandemic, and that was called Joy, Recipes for Abundance. So we did talk a bit woo-woo stuff, right, around that. And that's beautiful, because I wanted to bring that in. And the third book, by the way, Chris, guess what? The idea came to me literally a month after I've actually launched the second book, which was 2 weeks into the pandemic. I knew I needed to go around the world and interview people who are thought leaders and also influencers and are doing amazing things throughout the pandemic. So I actually wrote a book with 25 people who created a massive shift. So it's actually called Shift, A New Era Begins. And it talks about the pandemic. And when you look at the book cover, which, by the way, you can find all the books on Amazon, we're all in bubbles because we were in bubbles. So all our authors are actually in bubbles on the book cover. And I heard stories from behind the scenes, as in like the local council, how they heard first. And that was way before we ever knew about, you know, what was really happening in our country. The council, how they were already setting up, you know, so emergency kind of supplies, and how they were planning the vaccination centers. So I actually got someone from the council talking about that. It was so inspirational. I did some podcasts around that first because I wanted to hear their stories. And the best stories went into the book. So that's really how I'm creating. It's on the fly, right? It's actually jump off the cliff and build the plane as you on your way down. And so the empowerment portal came to life as well, because people said, where can we be more empowered? So the first step was, okay, all the women that were in my books, do you have any mini courses or resources that we can just put onto a membership site? That was the initial idea. And so that's why we have like, you know, 50 odd kind of training courses on there of all the different providers, and then a directory of different consultants. And now we actually expanded because I knew this would be amazing to actually bring into organizations. Organizations now need this stuff and these tools, and we expanded with things like leadership, and we talked to you about that as well, Chris. I know you're very much into this arena, and obviously that's one of my background as well, leadership and well-being. So actually bringing those two components together, bringing all this good stuff into an organization.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's so great. I know it was so great, you know, with you and Sharon, when we did the webinar a few weeks ago, and it was just so powerful. And I know there's so many more things to come with that, and all the great things that you're making a difference doing that. Where do you envision, like, you know, like I said, like with all these things that you're doing, what is the thing that you ultimately would like to, you know, do and impact, you know, either whether it's both the corporate and entrepreneurial space or one or the other?
You just said the word of the fourth book. It's going to be called Impact. There we go.
I love it.
I haven't written it yet, but it's definitely going to be stories around of people that I made an impact on, of organizations that have seen a huge shift by utilizing the resources and the team through the empowerment portal. That really is my next sort of piece, of legacy piece, really.
Wow, I love it. And impact is so important because it's one of those things that can, you know, the impact that you make could last for, you know, even beyond our lifetimes, you know, and the things you could pass on to other other leaders in industries, or our family, our children, that type of thing. So I think it's powerful stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think the great thing now, I see myself almost like a spotting talent because I'm networking all the time, and I'm looking at different programs that different people can offer, and seeking sort of new ideas and new ways, because we know the old ways don't work anymore. The old ways of training people, or there's things like EAP programs. These are employee assistance programs where there's some sort of 0800, it used to be back in my days, 0800 numbers on a wall somewhere. You can phone up and get some assistance when you have some sort of mental wellness challenge. People don't want to call these numbers because I was always afraid that maybe I'm going to end up on the blacklist, and my
well,
boss
that's
will
it.
hear about
There's
it.
that dogma, right? And that dogma is hard to go away. And there's got to be a better, safer way to do that. No question about it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really the space I wanted to create, and also sort of a fun environment, because, corporate training can be so stale, right? I mean, the amount of portals that I've seen, and they were all sort of black and white or gray. And, now, we're on Zoom now. People don't see us, I know, but I'm wearing a really bright colored shirt, and that's how I present myself. And even if you go to the website, which is the empowermentportal.com, you will see me speak, and how we're all vibrant using different colors, because that's what it's all about. It's about creating that kind of culture of having fun at work, because at the end of the day, we're spending apparently over 90,000 hours in a lifetime at work. So why can't we make it better for all of us?
No, it's true. It's so true. You're right. It's got to be an experience. And that's where I think 2023 going about, it's all about the experience. And that experience starts with you. And I guess it will start with an organization, whether if you're an entrepreneur, a small business, a corporation, that experience has to start within and then reflect outward to the people we serve. So no, you're definitely creating experiences, Sabine, no question about it. We're at the end of the show, and I wanted to let you know, first off, we want to thank you personally for taking time out of your day, because it's late in the day for you in the UK. You have family you got to get to, but we would love to have the audience get to know you and reach out to you. What is the best place that they can reach out to you? Where are you going to be next, and anything that you'd like to provide them?
Yes, absolutely. The empowermentportal.com, that's with the word "the" at the beginning. You'll find me there. Definitely reach out. You can book a call. You can find me obviously on Facebook and Instagram, Sabine Matharu. I have also a Facebook group for female entrepreneurs. You'll find that when you reach out on my personal profile. There will be links everywhere signposted. I'm sure, Chris, I can post a few more links for people to perhaps
You can definitely post that on the show notes. Absolutely.
You can download the books as well. Have a look at the books. It's on Amazon. There's also a free download that I've provided, because the books also come with some bonuses like meditations and other resources, which is beautiful. So they can be downloaded as well.
Wow. Fabulous. Well, I mean, thank you so much for your time today. It has been a wealth of knowledge, in terms of all the things that you bring to the table. We highly encourage everybody that's listening right now to the show, go back and listen to the show again, share it with somebody. Again, people can listen to the show in its entirety anytime later today. We'll have the on-demand version. There's some great information here. And we hope everyone received a lot of value. Sabine, thank you so much for your time today. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Well, listeners, we want to thank you each and every week joining us here at the Sustainable Success Way. We are committed to bringing subject matter experts like Sabine in to share their words of wisdom, insights to elevate your business, organization, personal success, and anything that is worthwhile to achieve in your life and business to the next level. Reach out to us if you have any questions. If you'd like to connect with Sabine, you have her information. You could also reach out to us, and we'll connect you with her. Until then, everybody, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next Thursday, 12 noon East Coast time. Have a great day, everyone.
All right, excellent.